My name is Gabe Zollner. On Western Center Journalism, they have a little clip of Jay Carney, and what he's saying is, I guess the objective of that little clip is to show that President Obama is pretty much condoning what Mohamed Morsi in Egypt has done, which is to assume full power as a pharaoh would. I guess there's no law that's above him at the present time. And I think there's two reasons that Obama's condoning it. One of the reasons is that Morsi is a key figure in the Muslim Brotherhood, and obviously he's a devout Muslim. Let's assume that Obama is as well. Well, what the Quran prohibits is one Muslim speaking poorly of another Muslim. And so if he were to condone him, his actions, and that's what he would be doing, he would be speaking poorly of Morsi, so he's not going to do it. But what Jay Carney said is that they're looking forward to Egypt going down the path, and it's our government's interest that we further their development and transition to democracy. And then he said it's a government that reflects the will of the people, and he's referring to the uprising and how the people felt that they were free of a dictator that they had for 30 some odd years, and now they're going to have another dictator for who knows how long, and that's again Mohamed Morsi. But what I find interesting is that if it's so important for those countries to be able to have democracy based on the will of the people electing those official representatives, why isn't that true here in the United States? And the only way it can be true here in the United States is if every eligible person to vote can vote, and if they do vote, their votes are counted, not more than once, only once. And the only way that we can verify that Obama was in fact the choice of the will of the American people is to verify in key swing states. Now, obviously, we can't verify each and every vote. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. But what can be verified relatively easily, I believe, is the ballots that were submitted through absentee. And the reason that is that's the easiest way to commit fraud, which has already been proven in Troy, Michigan, as I said in the previous video that I made. So I think what has to happen is that absolutely every single absentee ballot in key swing states, like in Florida, like in Ohio, like in Colorado, like in Virginia, and like in Pennsylvania. Each one of those key swing states, all of the absentee ballots have to be verified. And again, that isn't an insurmountable task. And it's critical that that's done to ensure that, in fact, if Obama was elected by the people, by the will of the American people, I believe you're going to find that's not the case. And there's so many reasons that I believe that to be true. It's virtually impossible, like, for example, in Florida, there was a trailer park that had 7 registered voters. And in that trailer park, they ended up with 900 votes were cast, or ballots were cast. It's impossible. There's states where Obama won 140% of the votes, or districts, or counties. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You can't have more than 100%. How can you have 140%? Well, all that does is it verifies how stupid they were to have allowed it to be that far off the wall. They should have been happy with like 90% of the vote. That way they wouldn't have drawn the kind of suspicion that they drew to themselves. When you have 140% of the votes, there's something wrong. Anyway, I don't know if that'll ever happen. If it doesn't happen, I believe the 2012 will in fact be the last presidential election in this country's history. And there's a whole lot of reasons for that. And I think what's going on in Egypt with Mohamed Morsi is a blueprint of what will happen here if Obama is allowed to remain in power. So, demand from your congressional representative that they'll be looking for employment themselves unless they demand that there's a recount of all of the absentee ballots in key swing states. Let's not also forget that every military ballot should be counted as well. And my understanding is that there was boxes and boxes and boxes that were found after the election. We all know that the military does not vote for Obama, or they don't vote Democrat. Thank God for that. So, please, do your part. I can't do this alone. The Lord knows I'm trying, but I can't do this alone. I need your help, and we need each other's help. And together, we can get rid of this nightmare. Thanks.